I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at stockmarketmentor.com, and I want to look at Rigetti. This is our first double that we've had in a while. It's been a nice one. Got into this back here at 1460. Just popped up to almost 30 today. So this was a really good trade for us. And you can actually see by the way this thing had been trading, the 50-day moving average was so reliable as a level where buyers would step in. So it kind of gives you a real sense of comfort when you're buying at the 50. There's a few different places when you could have done this. Like I said, we bought it here, but any up candle here, any open candle where the close is higher than the open when it tagged the 50-day moving average is a really good key entry point. Why is that? Because you can define your risk. Your risk is defined by, okay, stock bounces off the 50-day moving average. So therefore, if it goes below this line, I'm wrong. So then you're just buying the stock, extending it down, saying, all right, I'm in the stock here. I'm risking about 8.5% if I keep my stop below here. Now, once the stock gets going, then it's a different deal. So this is quite a ways away above the 50-day moving average. So if you're still using that as a reference, you're risking almost 20%. Not good. And so what you want to be doing is as the stock runs in your favor, you just start ratcheting up your stop. And I can't give you a specific mathematical equation or anything like that. There's no set standard. It's a little bit, I guess it's kind of a little bit art and a little bit mathematics. But the idea is as long as this stock starts running and then closing above the upper Bollinger Band, you're in a good trade and you want to just let it, you just want to keep it going. You want to just absolutely keep this thing going. So now, what are we going to do? Well, so the stock closed down on the day, which is the first time it's done that in quite a while, like since back here on the 10th, right? However, this was actually, I look at this as a positive development, and this is why. It worked off some of this big, massive, extreme buying here. I mean, this thing was on a parabolic move to infinity. And then so you get this gap down, and a lot of these stocks in this industry did kind of gap down as well. So this gap's down 7%, ultimately closes above the open and the volume was well above average volume. So this, frankly, this guys is kind of like a classic shakeout here. If we just go just to the 10-minute chart, I'm not changing anything else. You can see how this broke clear down below the last VWAP on Friday. It printed the new one here. And then by the time, what was this? Like not even 10 o'clock in the morning, this was back above the volume weighted average price and kept trading there all day long. And so I look at this as a classic shakeout. Is this move over? Actually, I don't think so. I think this was the pause that refreshes. If you're just saying, well, I'm going to buy this stock right now, I think that's a little risky, a little aggressive, but I want to show you a little bit of a different approach here. If you just zoom out, you can see this has been a real long, I mean, this whole year, this peaked in like what, January 1st or 2nd, something like that. And it never got back to this level until this last breakout here. And so this has been one big, long 9.5-month base that this is finally breaking out of. And so I could make a case that this is a move that's actually just getting started. I'll say that this move here, I would say it's like the end of the beginning. We'll put it that way. I think this will rest for a bit here, but I will tell you this, and we'll look at the weekly chart in just a second. If the stock breaks out above 30 bucks, then I think you want to get in on this thing. I'm going to go ahead and just open this up here. Okay. If this stock runs up above 30 bucks, then I think this is going a lot higher, and I'll show you why. We look at the weekly chart. This gives us a better idea that this is just kind of starting to squirt out the upside after some really tough years here. And so if we get above 30, frankly, my next bet would be at least 40, probably more. but I'll put this on there and I'll set an alert at 40 bucks. And then when the alert gets hit, I'm going to come back and I'm going to crow. I'm going to tell you, okay, remember when I said this? And of course, if it never hits, then I'm going to hope that you forgot all about this. No, I'm just kidding. It will. Just give it time. That's it. I'll see you guys next time. By the way, if you're a member, over to the to the live training session today, there were a lot of questions towards the end. So I think like maybe the last 45 minutes was just me going over questions about trading tactics and tickers. So just so you know, you can watch all of it or some of it or none of it, but it's there for you guys. I'll see you then.